Hello, everyone. It's Morphin Mania time. I am Captain Logan. This is Jason.
It's me. And Saba.
Yeah, we got way too many hosts on this show. Our regular co-host, of course, DJ.
Hey, guys.
And guesting for the first time on Morphin Mania. Look, he's back. Finally, it's Dan's News.
It's Morphin time. Oh, that's a Canon lens, but I'm going to turn into a camera now. And
Canon Zord?
Yes.
That wasn't canon, you guys. It wasn't canon.
The cosmic canon.
So, Dan, thanks for being here, buddy. It's so good to see you.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I love guesting whenever I can, whenever I have the time, and whenever we can link up together.
I sent Dan a message last week, and I was like, oh, we're doing this anniversary thing. We've been having as many different guests on Morphomania as possible. And I was like, you've got to come watch Power Rangers with us. And he goes, no, it wouldn't be any good. I don't know enough about Power Rangers.
It's been a million years since I've watched Power Rangers.
The prerequisite is that you're willing.
Oh, I'm willing to be here anytime. I just thought I had to be some sort of like, usually I'm on here for Batman related things. So when it comes to Power Rangers, I have no deep dive knowledge outside of Tommy, Green Ranger, became White Ranger at some point. I was more of a VR Troopers kid.
Wow, that's hilarious. Wow. I wish you were here last week because we did a show where we had to watch a 5-minute commercial for VR Troopers.
What? Was it attached to the end of an episode or something?
It was attached to the end of a VHS tape that you only got if you were part of the fan club.
Oh, wow.
And we did the fan club tape. Yeah, we're doing as much of everything as possible. So we watched the stage show, and that was ridiculous.
I did not like that. Oh, the giant Z balloon.
It has a giant Z balloon at the end, and that is worth the price of admission.
Do you think that's sitting in a warehouse somewhere, or you think it's just destroyed?
I am on a mission to find it.
Get it for the Cap Cave.
Yeah, we keep talking about how eventually we've got to turn, like when Eric moves out, we've got to turn this room into a command center. But anyway, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Dan, real quick, for folks who are not familiar with you, what do you do and where can folks find you?
I go by Dan's News with Z's, DANZNEWZ, anywhere on the internet. I'm a gamer, movie buff, Batman fanatic. I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/Dan's News. I stream a fair bit on there, and I'm getting stuff back going on YouTube. Just started up a playthrough of Resident Evil 2 remake that just came out. So, yeah, got a lot of different stuff going on.
I have known Dan for years. He's been a major supporter of the channel for a long time, and we've done lots of fun things together. But it's been a while, so I'm just very excited to see you again. And,
definitely, we got to get the Bat Chats going.
We've got to get Bat Chat back, yeah. And you've got to meet Danny because he's going to be our other co-host on that show.
Yeah, well, I've seen Danny plenty on the channel because I tune into the Cap Lives. I lurk around and watch you.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Cool. I appreciate it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into this. We've got Dan's News on here for a not remotely important set of episodes. We're going to do Wizard for a Day. That's the 10th episode of Season 3. And we're also today going to tackle 4th Down and Long. DJ, explain to me why we have already another football episode.
Well, we did volleyball, so we kind of took a break.
Yeah, okay, we did an episode where we were playing volleyball, but we didn't have like a volleyball monster, and we didn't have constant volleyball puns. We've done this episode already.
I guess they think it's a new season. It's anything's fair game again.
Tommy kicked the football.
Yeah, does Tommy not know how to be a football player because he's too used to martial arts?
And then he like catches it and he just throws it at the players and just hit them in the face.
Yeah, apparently in that episode we're going to see people get turned into football. So look forward to that. Wizard for a Day, I don't remember it all right off, but I'm sure it will all come screaming back at me as we get into this.
Better than the Poncho episode?
I guess we'll find out. Everybody remember that we are now on a quest for each episode to come up with the Friends episode title equivalent, so the one where, and we'll want to throw that out at the end of each of these and figure out what that officially is going to be. We just came up with that last time, so DJ, you and I still have to retroactively go back and name all the rest of them. But
yeah, we're gonna have to sit down one day and just knock them out.
We still happily, yeah, we're gonna have to meet for a couple hours and do that. That will be a goofy meeting. Maybe we'll film it.
I don't know what.
So yeah, because Jason had to go to bed before we made that decision.
So mad. But because I really wanted to see the rest.
You didn't get to see the rest of Ninja Encounter. But anyway, so what we're doing is, do you know how Friends episodes are titled "The One With" or "The One Where" or whatever?
Yeah.
We're going to start doing that with Power Rangers.
Okay.
And we're doing it early enough in Morphin Mania, luckily, that we'll be able to keep it going for the rest of these.
The
But anyway,
one with the wizard.
What was the one?
Maybe, yeah.
What were the ones from last week?
Well, we came up with it on, I think, the very last episode, so I think we only have one right now. Do you have it written down, DJ?
I don't know if we ever settled on it. I know
Did we ever settle on one?
You said the one with the red lantern, and then I said some ridiculous joke answer, and I don't know.
I still like the one with the red lantern.
That sounds good. Geeks will get it.
There were. Well, it's the show. Who else is watching? Anyway, if you are watching live, welcome. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here. We are going to be watching with the Rabbit Room as usual. So click on the link in the description. That'll take you to the Rabbit Room, which will allow you to watch exactly what I'm streaming as I'm streaming it. So nobody will have to sync up. If you're watching this after the fact, you will have to sync up. And you want to get out your DVDs or your Netflix, however you want to watch it. Get it to timestamp 0. Make sure you are looking at episode 10 of season 3. And let's get started. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. DJ, I should have asked you if the Rabbit Room was working okay, but I'm assuming it is.
It's good. Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm looking at Ninja right now.
So, Dan, do you remember anything specific about season 3? Do you remember the ninja costume?
I don't know anything about seasons. I was a child when this came out. When did this air? This episode specifically? Do we have a date?
95.
95-ish.
Yeah, this would have been 95. So this is the season after the movie. So we're into the ninja costumes now because that's what the movie did.
Well, I remember the height. I do. Okay, well, this is probably when I was most cognizant of the show.
That's why
right
I asked
after
you
the movie
that.
came out. Yeah, definitely when they had the. So did they just take some of the wardrobe that was left over from the movie?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh,
not really.
They just tried to make a rough approximate.
If the Tangas are maybe the same suits, but that would be about the only thing I think.
Oh man.
Maybe the ninjetti suits. They're pretty close.
And with just the added face thing.
Yeah.
I think this is the sharpest I've ever seen this show.
Yeah, the transfers on Netflix are nice.
Yeah, comparative to just watching them on TV when you're a kid.
Ready for board breaking. Billy started in the first episode of the show, and he's just now getting to board breaking 3 years later.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. And are we still pretending like he has no idea what he's doing with martial arts? Because I think we're well past all of that.
Yeah, I don't know how time works in this show because they're in high school for like 8 years. So,
well, they all look like they're in their mid-30s.
Yeah, I think the first 3 seasons all happen in about 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, probably so. Rocky's
That's good, Rocky. You should stick to your day job. Just keep teaching martial arts. That's what you're good at. No more of this acting stuff.
So is this the principal building of this show? Is he a regular?
No. No, this is some guy they just introduced named Mr. Wilton, I guess. I don't know who that is. Have we seen the principal in a while,
really
DJ?
Intense. This guy's really intense. Look at him.
Look at his eyes.
He looks like he's going to transform into a monster at any time.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is.
You know who he reminds me of, DJ? He reminds me a little bit of Mesogog.
Oh, yeah. Anton
Mercer, yeah. Spoiler alert for Dino Thunder when we get there.
Yeah, he just told you who Anton Mercer is. I think that's like the second or something episode that you find that out anyway.
Yeah, you find that out pretty quick.
He looked like Jorah Mormont to me from Game of Thrones.
I can see that. The blonde hair.
Yeah.
So I was doing some reading in the textbook today, Cap. And,
oh, good. Yeah, doing your homework. I haven't studied up on season 3 yet.
I found out that we were right. They did have to shoot that Megazord footage in the first episode of Ninja Quest.
Well, they did a decent job on it.
Yeah, it looks good. They did a miniature and suit stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, they didn't have any footage they could use from the Sentai, so they had to make that themselves.
Because I wouldn't immediately expect that they would know what they were doing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Vulcan Scholar cops now. We saw them graduate.
They went to police academy?
To junior police academy.
Are they still high school students?
Yeah, I don't understand how it works.
They are, but they never go to school anymore. They're always doing this. And the next season, they'll still be in school, but always be being private detectives.
Well, at least they turned a new leaf and are productive, members of society now.
For once I agree with Bulk. Rocky does look like a dweeb.
What is he doing in this episode?
I think he's doing a Chandler Bing impression. That's best I've got.
Could he be holding any more books? Well, we have derailed early this evening. Hey, at least he's in the school building.
Hey, I think we should put this on our list of possible cosplays for Morphicon.
Ooh,
that's pretty good.
It's not too tough to recreate either.
Yeah.
No, I think you just gotta get the trash cans, cut the bottoms out of them.
Straps and suspenders.
Really cheap police outfit. Well, I mean, you just need blue dress shirt.
I like Tommy's. I like Tommy's longer button-up shirt. He should do that more often. That looks good.
Yeah, that's not conspicuous at all.
Dan, we talk about some really deep stuff on the show.
Hey,
I love it. I'm really, it's tough for me to look at these children. Well, I mean, these men and think they're children. They all have like very clearly defined jaws and Adam's apples and stuff.
The thing is, the newer Rangers were just added middle of last season, and they got guys that are just as old as everybody else that's on this show. So there's no excuse, except it would be pretty silly if you got, younger looking kids that were, next to the 25.
Well, maybe they're winking at it right now by having that old guy in the
what is he
classroom
doing
right now. I thought he was one of the teachers. Oh, I guess is it the switch around because he's the kid's doing the teacher program?
Oh, that's what they're doing. That's why he's wearing a suit. Thanks, Dan, for paying attention. Because
there we go.
Have somebody else here with us to explain the show to us.
Oh man.
Wow, is Zed sitting in like? Oh, I thought he was sitting cross-legged for a second.
He does that every now and again, and it's hilarious. So, Dan, I don't know if you know this about me, but Lord Zed is one of my favorite villains of all time.
Hey, I hear you. I think my brother's up there with you.
Oh,
probably.
I love him so much.
I can't believe that guy's in any way comfortable sitting around in that costume, though. I mean, he's probably just sitting so he doesn't have to move around too much in it. That looks
and
so
the less
tight
you
and
move
constricting.
at this point in that suit, the better, because it is falling apart. We are constantly picking out places where there's stuff sticking out of it or things falling off of it.
Yeah, it looks like a multi-layered kind of piece. It's kind of like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit where they had that like extra layer on top. So you have those issues when it's moving around a lot and the stretchy part is kind of knocking off the harder part that's on top of it.
I had a chance to buy a really authentic looking Lord Zed head at Morphicon, and it would have been like $600. But
See, I found like a really good $30 pinhead statue that was like a toy that looks so good, way better than any statue I've seen of like Pinhead around. That was super expensive, and it was like $30, and I'm very happy with it. It's been sitting on top of my kitchen thing, just haunting the shadows for a while. Like the light always projects this big shadow on the wall of Pinhead holding the box.
There's Goldar for you.
My favorite episode is him stealing the power coins from wanting to get the power coins from the Power Rangers for the parents, because he's just like going through one at a time berating the Power Rangers, and he's just like, no more pink Power Ranger to get in my way. I just love it so much. He's the best.
We tried so hard. Yeah, that was a really good impression. We tried so hard to explain or to figure out what that swap was supposed to be. We did not understand what was happening.
Oh, no. Yeah,
it was really funny. It was
just
overly convoluted.
It's all, and it plays out one at a time. Like they each walk up, give him the coin.
Yes.
He has an exchange, then they walk away, and they're just like, just give us back our parents.
No, that was fun. I want to imagine Rocky's at a funeral right now, running away, talking to his communicator.
Feathered fatheads.
Yeah, good one.
Alliteration. rhythm, all the all the necessary ingredients for a good insult.
So was post movie their first attempt, like, you know, with the ninja outfits? Is this their first attempt to kind of mix it up? Like, you know, because they have that, you know, switch around with the different shows. That's when I fell off, when it became not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers anymore, and it became like Thunder Force and Dino Force and Spacefaring and, you know, all that stuff. Like, is this where it kind of starts to, they're trying to mix it up between seasons and change up the crew? And
not yet, really. It happens. It's forced on them toward the beginning of season 2 because of actors who aren't getting paid well enough and want to leave.
Well, I noticed the Black Ranger isn't there anymore.
So that's when we lose Jason, Zach, and Trini, and that's why the other 3 are here. And that's why they got lucky enough to get to be in the movie just immediately after they signed on.
Gotcha.
But this will continue to be our crew through Zeo, except for when we bring Jason back. And Billy won't get to be a ranger through that show, but all of these guys. Well, and also,
Catherine,
no, I'm sorry. It actually does change quite a bit, doesn't it? Kimberly will leave, and we'll get Catherine, and then and then we'll lose Aisha, and we get Tanya. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Middle of Turbo, we change entirely, and that's when every season it starts to change.
I see. So it's easy to follow.
Yes. But also, these characters are very interchangeable.
It's true.
So, you know, when we were kids, and I say this all the time, we, you know, kind of filled in the blanks and added a lot to the show. So,
it's true.
You know, as kids, these were all, you know, very three-dimensional, complex characters, and you know, we can tell you which one we preferred over which other one, and we kind of, I think, you know, added our own ideas of personality traits onto them. Absolutely. But when you look at it, and you had the same problem with a lot of iterations of Ninja Turtles, though of course not all of them, and then you grow up and you go back and you look at this stuff and you're like, oh, they're all exactly the same, and there's nothing going on behind their eyes. They're completely one-dimensional characters.
Yeah, it's just whichever one you had a bias towards, the one you connected to, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Donatello.
Yeah, I also had that with Donatello.
Whoa, so is he Zed for the day? Is Zed just like down in the dumps and Rito's taking over?
The suit was falling apart that day.
Let's go with the one where Rito is Zed for a day.
The one where Zed is depressed. Man, the one where they turn the teacher into a monster. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Is that a logo on his chest? That's unusual.
He's Mr. Wilton. This is weird.
That's a terrible supervillain name.
Mr. Wilton.
What a crappy monster name. Finster. Make me a monster.
Do you want me to get Mr. Finton?
He'll be called Mr. Winton.
Mr. Winton, not Finton. Oh man.
Emma Boss in the comment says, "Nobody watches Morphin Mania. What a waste of time." I could not agree with you more.
Yeah, I'm just here so I can meet all the alum from Geekvolution.
Hey.
I hope it's worth it, DJ.
One way to do it.
This is just a real silly experiment we decided to try.
Is it just me, or was gymnastics in the 90s like, and partially because of this show, like just at the peak hype, like as far as like, because my sisters were obsessed with it. I was obsessed with going out in the backyard and just tumbling around with a stick and like trying to cartwheel and learn how to flip, and just because of this, like all this stuff.
I think it was that, and also like field day type shows. You had shows like Wild and Crazy Kids on Nickelodeon, stuff like that. I think there was a lot of you know,
what would you do in Guts and
what would you do? Go outdoors and flip around, kids.
Yeah,
and a lot of playground shows.
Yeah,
I still do that on my lunch breaks to this day. So it works.
Hey, there you go. Some of us don't grow up then.
Exactly.
Yeah, the difference is he's extremely athletic and can do backflips and things. And DJ, and this is not the reason I brought DJ on the show. It was an added bonus. I didn't know DJ could have been a Power Ranger.
Hey,
he grew up in martial arts and still does martial arts and knows the stuff. And it's insane that I got that guy on this show.
Hey, that's awesome.
He'll tell us about katas, and he'll explain, like, he'll know the names of kicks and things, and he'll tell us the things that are physically possible and that are not possible, and that you would need Power Ranger powers to be able to do.
He's the Power Ranger gauger.
Those are usually pretty easy to see once they start floating around on wires and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but just because you put a person on a wire wouldn't necessarily mean that you couldn't have actually done it.
In this show, it does.
But in this show, it usually
Once
does.
they go
Yeah.
on wires, they start flying all around.
Hey, I want to see some footage on Facebook of you doing a corkscrew kick. Okay, I want to see that.
I'll do my best.
So, is Mr. Winton in the monster's stomach? Did I see
know,
that right?
Yeah, his face was like right coming out of the.
He's in the stomach. Get me out of here!
That's horrifying.
Gosh, that reminds me of the First Class posters. I was tweeting about those recently. The X-Men First Class poster with James McAvoy's face and like the dark silhouette of Professor X. I don't know if you remember those posters or not.
Yeah.
They
Oh
look
yeah. Of
horrible.
course.
Why is this the worst thing ever, Alpha? Because you've turned all the Rangers except Tommy into pachinko balls before.
That's a good point you're making.
Why can't you deal with science materials?
At least we don't have Zordon saying it's just as I feared.
It's always the worst case scenario for Alpha, no
Well,
matter what.
Alpha had Tommy that time. Now he just has Rocky, so he's a little more overwhelmed.
Rocky
We haven't had a
science
Rocky
now.
episode in a while, I don't think, DJ.
No, I think it was the pachinko episode. Keep your dials crossed. Good one, Rocky.
They're teaching kids through science. You can save your friends.
Yeah, but you just as easily could have written a line where Billy says diodes and Rocky says, "What's a diode?"
But no, this is Rocky needs to grow. This is Rocky. That's why he's the teacher thing. He's in the teacher program. This is Rocky's episode.
Yeah, it's a good thing that when he replaced the teacher, that the curriculum for that day was learning how to grow your friends back from being shrunken by a monster. Really translated to his everyday life.
Can this episode be called the one where Mr. Wilton was in a monster's stomach?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The one with the dark elf. Did you see the monster? He looks just like a dark elf. What's it? Malekith?
Malekith,
yeah.
I was about to say that. Yeah, Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, you look specifically like a boring Thor the Dark World dark elf. Not like a cool-looking dark elf like Malekith in the comics. So, is this the first time, DJ, we've ever had a different character make the monster grow besides Rita or Zed? Did you see that? Rito grabbed both staffs and did it himself.
Man, Rito's doing everything. What is Rita and Zed doing? They're just...
We don't even need them anymore. Rito does everything. And of course, we're going to, as we've
They're
said,
just hanging
depower
around.
him real quickly.
Yeah.
But right now, we still have him as like, I'm way better than the actual villains of the show, but I'm still going to lose.
Yeah, I forgot how strong he was in the beginning. How important he was.
Thomas wants to know if there's an episode where they switch bodies with someone who's not a ranger. I'm not sure if that happens. I'm sure it does. Nothing is immediately coming to mind.
Are
Do
they
their
doing
bridges all
anything?
connect?
Say it again.
Oh, DJ, go first.
Oh, you're good.
I was saying, how do their bridges connect? Because all their pieces are separate. I'm sure everybody brings this up every single time.
No, we've never talked about that, actually.
Well, the movie actually does a good job of showing that, where they kind of like slide into the bridge.
Oh, I do
that?
remember that, actually, yeah.
But the show doesn't do anything with it because they just have one set.
Yeah.
No, we're still not even entirely sure where the bridge is in this particular Megazord.
I think it's in the chest this time. No, head this time. It was head, then chest, now back to head.
Jeffrey says, it turns out Mr. Wilton wasn't Mr. Wilton, but was the friends we made along the way. We've had Jeffrey on the show. He's great.
So were they doing anything to make sure they didn't kill Mr. Wilton? They seem like they were just beating him up like they always do. They weren't really taking any measures to not.
No,
They rolled the
you'd
dice.
think they'd be more careful about that, but I think the rules are after if you're a person that becomes a monster, everything goes back to normal because everything always goes back to normal. So they're probably not really worried about it.
Yeah.
And considering like a monster explodes and then he gets big even after he's exploded, I don't think there's any reason to worry that we're hurting anyone. And monsters come back all the time somehow.
I have never seen a lot of board breaking in my life. I've never seen someone stack like 15 cinder blocks just to break one board. Usually you just put it on 2 and like kneel down and break it. I don't know why they have so many cinder blocks stacked up.
I'm surprised they don't do the board breaking thing more often in this show. This is only the second or third time we've seen it.
It's probably just for camera framing.
Well, they haven't been doing a lot of stuff with martial arts since Adam and Rocky showed up, really, when they did that tournament.
It's because we don't have Jason here anymore. So you don't have Jason and Tommy constantly sparring.
Yeah.
And you'd
Zach.
think we would have just replaced that with, but you think we'd just replace that with Rocky because, like, Cardenas is a martial artist.
Yeah, they do it sometimes. You see Adam and him doing stuff, but not as much.
Not as much. But at least this time, Bulk and Skull aren't trying to break sandwiches. Was it sandwiches or was it cake? I can't remember.
I think it was sandwiches.
I think it was sandwiches. So that was a real kind of mediocre throwaway episode.
So Kimberly was barely in that one, and I'm wondering what I read in the book today was that she was leaving like while they were writing season 3. So I'm wondering if she's already. Whoa, that guy's big.
Like maybe just
oh, dude,
that guy is a basketball player or something, right?
Are they on their knees or something, or is he that big?
No, he's just that tall.
That big. That guy's like 7 feet tall.
He looks about 7 feet tall.
So I don't mean to belabor this or be too on this point, DJ, but I wonder sometimes with those like bloopers or deleted scenes that they throw in, particularly for Bulk and Skull at the end, if they like are actually scenes they thought about putting in the episode, because I don't even know where that would have gone exactly, or if they sometimes shoot things specifically for that. Because that didn't feel like a scene that could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was related to them doing parking tickets earlier, but I don't know where it would have went.
Right. I don't know where it would have gone.
In the middle of the Megazord fight, they just cut back to Bulk and Skull.
Perfect.
So it's time for another football episode for some reason. We got lots of other sports, but yeah, more football. And I bet we won't call back to Tommy not being able to play football at all. We probably won't even deal with that.
No, he's just amazing at it now.
Everybody watching after the fact, it's season 3, episode 11. Here we go. Everybody please press play. We're going to jump right into it right now.
Let's do it. My brother met Amy Jo Johnson.
Action.
My brother met Amy Jo Johnson in the electronics section of a Walmart once.
That's amazing.
Fun fact.
What an amazing distinction.
I know. It was the Walmart he used to work at.
Did she like mace him or something?
No, he was kind of just like staring at her from afar for a bit. But she was there with somebody she worked with apparently or something like that. So they were chatting and he just asked if they needed help. That was it.
Huh.
I mean, I met her too, but at a convention.
Yeah. Well, he didn't bother her or anything. He wasn't like, I'm a big fan or anything. He just did his job and then walked away. And then told me the story later.
I didn't meet her at like a Burger King or in a parking lot or something.
You didn't stare at her from afar?
No, but like I probably would have. Just like, is that who I think that is?
Yeah, really. He said she hadn't aged a day. That was years and years ago.
Why is that the Dragon Zord?
I mean, she still looks great.
Yeah.
That's the Dragon Zord.
Another
So
Rocky episode.
The Dragon Zord?
Yeah. It's like a giant thing. And part of it was a Dragon Zord.
Why is Rocky suddenly so important?
Yeah, 2 in a row.
Thanks for that exposition. You should really appreciate that. Hey, kids, this is important. This is an important plot point. He's the best quarterback.
This teacher came back too.
Yeah, I was about to say, the 2 episodes that I came in for are both Rocky episodes with Mr. Wilton in there. Right after I joked about him, I was like, is he a regular character? And now he is.
You would have had every reason to expect that he's been here since the beginning of the season.
I mean, Mr. Wilton seems pretty important.
Again.
I can't believe we brought him back in. Like, he's probably only in these 2 episodes. We never see him again.
I don't remember. Does he stick around?
And honestly, I said that a little bit ago that I'm sure that episode would come back to me. I did not remember that last episode at all.
No, me neither.
He just has a plastic centipede. He's gonna make a monster out of it. That's not.
Goldar has wow.
Go long.
Did you just see Zed just totally Drop the ball.
Wait, did he? So they're gonna accidentally make a football monster? Well, I like that better. Like, why would we make a football monster? We've done this before.
Okay, Zed is full on pathetic at this point. He just like jumped and fell back on his back. Poor Zed.
Yeah, Zed has gotten to a very sad and pathetic place.
Oh,
I meant to mention this last episode. I don't know if we'll see it again anytime soon, but Rito has a face in the back of his head, like Voldemort.
Senti back.
Good one. Did Zed?
No, that's what it's called.
Did Zed? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did Zed make that one up? Because that sounds like a Zed name.
He does have a Sorcerer's Stone Voldemort on the back of his head.
I don't know if that's supposed to just be like a tattoo or like an actual face, because it never does anything. He's not Zaphod Beeblebrox. Like,
it makes him more metal that he has a face on his skull.
Okay, no, you're in high school. You're supposed to smoke in the bathroom.
Mr. Wilton's just really cool.
Hey, once you've been in the stomach of a monster, you're okay with a lot of things.
Hey, Wilton, you remember 20 minutes ago when you were scary?
He was just really stressed out last episode, breaking wood left and right.
Yeah, because
he looked like he was drugged out.
Extremely intense, and it's like now somebody explained to him what show he's in.
No, he's being intense again. It's only to Bulk and Skull that he's, well, not just to them, but
he's kind of bipolar, this Mr. Wilton.
Now the question is, does he hate bullies or cops?
Maybe he thinks they're one and the same. Maybe that's his viewpoint.
Cops are bullies. It's fitting that the school bullies became police officers. We're making a social statement.
So who's this kid? The kid in the purple?
He's just some kid.
Oh, okay.
Never seen him before.
He caused the fire.
Thomas, that's a good question. Where is Miss Appleby? Because this is the second teacher we've ever seen.
I thought she was just the Renaissance woman that taught every class.
Yeah, she teaches every class. I guess she draws the line at chemistry, which makes sense, DJ, because any, like, putting together a chemical, she'd just be like, oh!
Yeah, she would just lose her mind.
The football transition.
Amazing.
Rito has turned the show into a football. The last scene turned into a football and went away.
I missed that. What was there? Was there a football transition?
It went. The video went into a football and then went off the screen.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Usually their transitions have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, there's no teeth in this episode. It's Into the Spider-Verse, but with footballs.
Yeah, we do motifs in the show, of course, but I've never seen it with a transition. You know, you'd think we do that with like the pumpkin wrapper. Like a floating pumpkin.
They did it again.
Okay, no, I don't think that's a football.
It looked like a football though.
It looks like football-esque, but they've used that before. That's not just because of this episode.
I'm just waiting for Hey Arnold to pop up. Football head.
Never gets old.
Oh, Jeffrey says Wilton is in 3 episodes.
Oh, I hope all 3 that I'm watching tonight.
Very next one. Yes. Okay, but what would be weird about that is the next 2 are a 2-parter, so that would mean that he's only in half of the next one.
Well, he dies halfway through.
Does he become another? Is he in a stomach but permanently next time?
What are these Ozzy Osbourne sunglasses he has?
These guys.
What is that face?
I don't know.
I'm so tired of monsters.
Take a shot every single time Bulk and Skull mug to the camera.
Yeah, most of the drinking games you could come up with for this show would get you killed.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that?
Wow. Look at that.
I didn't see it, no.
No, Rocky says, we've got to do something fast. And then he just like starts jogging slowly.
They're all getting turned into footballs.
He turned into 2.
Get it? Because he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Dan, do you agree that the football monster looks a little bit like the football guys in
Alien?
I was thinking Mario as well.
Alien. No, anyway, I was gonna say Mario World.
Yeah.
Yes, no, especially when he was jogging when he came in earlier.
Yeah. What are those? What are those called? The Chucks. It's the Charging Chucks.
Yeah.
They just throw the ball.
They're also a Super Mario Odyssey where you can capture them.
I didn't even know that.
Odyssey was amazing.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Jason has like 600 moons.
I have
Oh my
540.
Oh my gosh. I'm so far behind on moons compared to you.
I gave up when he got that far. I was like, I'm done.
I cannot get through the darker side. I just cannot. It's so hard.
It's getting cloudy. It looks like it's about to rain.
Oh, yeah. They might have to call the game on account of rain. I should have said it as Goldar. Darn it.
On account of rain. You have a really good Goldar impression, though.
Oh, thank you. I've been doing it.
Zordon is the worst coach in the universe. That's what he called it.
No, your message when I first asked you about this was hilarious because you're like, the only thing I can contribute is Goldar.
Yes, I knew I would be leaning on Goldar. Just at any point, I'm afraid I just go power coins. That's all I gotta do. That and fools. That's because he says it a lot in that power coins episode. Fools. How's your Zed go? Don't worry, my dear.
That should be a team. The Tangas.
Yeah, they should have. See, that's the thing, DJ. You can't do the cool stuff you do with putties with Tangas as well, with like costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Tangas should be wearing like football jerseys and stuff.
What is happening?
And helmets.
they're doing a play. They're running a scrimmage real quick.
There's gonna be a scrimmage.
You know, for that like crab football player outfit, it's pretty nice for like a one-off episode, unless they bring it back.
It's nice outside again.
Oh yeah,
it's nice outside again.
Clouds are a bit choppy now. Different day.
Man, he can jump in that thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What's those quads? Look at those quads.
That catch. How many times do you think they had to do that? It nearly bounced out of his hands. Yeah.
Wait, but that's for the Sentai, right?
That's a good point, actually. Some of that might be Sentai footage.
No, because Tangas are all us.
That's true.
The crow things?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, none of this could be Sentai footage.
Oh. That dramatic.
Thomas says they should sell the footballs as toys. Every time the Power Rangers turn into some inanimate object, I always think that.
Those should be like grab bag things.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Instead of just like completely made up balls.
I think at this point, you can do that obscure stuff and sell it.
Is it another Rocky episode?
It is.
It is.
2 in a row. I don't know why. They're like, we haven't given Cardenas anything to do in a long time. Maybe he complained and they felt bad.
Maybe this was a one-off writer. Maybe that's why there's 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes with Mr. Wilton. It was one writer. They had like a whole arc planned. It started in the last episode, begins here. It's like the growth of Mr. Wilton and Rocky.
The Wilton Rocky arc.
Yeah, the next one, Mr. Wilton's going off and he's like, well, Rocky, I've taught you all I could teach you.
We get the big reveal that Wilton is his biological father that he didn't know he had.
In 2 episodes.
Son. I now must leave forever. Again.
It's like this guy didn't get the memo that Rocky is not important like Jason was. It's like, well, he's the Red Ranger. He's supposed to be the leader, right? No, I'm not saying that we're pretending like he's the leader, but we're pretending like he's more important.
Tommy forever.
Because he's very much been in the background through most of this. And Tommy's had nothing to do the last couple episodes.
Mm.
Which is unusual because usually he solves every problem all by his lonesome. See, I thought maybe we just started this with Rocky. I didn't realize it was going to be Rocky again. He's got to save the day all by his lonesome.
This is his 3-episode arc now.
We need to find out who wrote these episodes.
Alpha Football.
Well, it's probably at the beginning, and we just weren't paying attention.
There's credits for these.
Cinematographics says Wilton is Zordon more than meets the eye.
Ooh.
Oh, so Jeffrey says Wilton shows up again in Attack of the 60-Foot Bulk. I didn't realize that.
Snowstorm, Dad.
Where it was.
That's why clouds.
Oh, that's why there were clouds?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's the case. I think there were clouds because it was getting cloudy that day.
In California.
Oh, there's Ninjor.
Ninjor. There he is.
He looks like a toy.
Yes, he does.
He just looks like a giant toy. And then you showed me that toy.
So, DJ, look close again. Tell me if I'm right. I still think he's got some cardboard on him.
Yeah.
When
And
does
that
he turn into
Our Ninjor
Super
is not as
Ninjor?
good as their Ninjor. I really think that. Well, in every Megazord fight,
In every
he does his battle mode. Yeah,
his battle mode, and I can switch to the
those
battle.
footballs
mode.
are cool, but I think it would be really easy to make them. They're just spray painted with some stuff glued on.
Yeah.
This seems like we're back with
Oh,
the OG footage, right? Not the American footage.
It's Ninja.
Hard to say right now.
I don't know if this monster was.
No, I think this monster was theirs, but more of this footage is ours. I think some of that was Sentai. This season, it's harder to tell.
These hills don't look like America.
Oh, 1 second, folks.
So
Arigato, Mr. Roboto. A lot of people don't know this. Based on some
I actually left the AV on again.
Domo
I gotta quit doing that.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I almost left it for a little bit.
That was pretty great.
Why?
Oh man.
That
we
was
always get the most interesting characters in there.
Yeah, seriously. Well, if somebody came in, he wasn't just be like, "Hello, is anyone listening?" Like that guy was not afraid of anything. What he doesn't know is that he's in a YouTube video.
Yeah, really.
Forever. So their big scientific plan was to catch the ball in a bucket and then throw it back.
I mean, it worked. I don't
It's
know.
a dunk.
That's the Rocky plan.
Wait, there's dunks
I think
in football?
no. I don't know why. I don't know why we said that. It would be fun if there was a plot point that Ninjor is not helpful because he doesn't understand the rules of football.
Or science.
That was a cool forced perspective thing. Super in front of the camera.
Or DJ, if all he did was bring the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they were better looking buckets. They were like Dollar Tree buckets.
Because that looks like snow.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. We had to do new calls to be in the snow.
Yeah.
Look, they're going above and beyond, DJ.
I don't think we use stock footage as much now. I think we start doing this like in episode more.
Oh,
Not
do
every
we?
time, but I think we do a little more.
It's funny because they're shooting it head on, trying to make it look like the stock footage.
Yeah, but we did it last time in the rocks.
Did we come up with this Megazord?
No, because
No.
this is all Sentai footage.
This is the Kaku Ranger Megazord. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. I can never remember the name of that one.
So the crane is actually Delphine's.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I knew that. You've told
Yeah.
me that. I'm sorry. For a minute in my head, I thought you said Dulcia, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense at all. No, Delphine. Okay.
Dulcia.
That's the white alien ranger.
Wait, why did
Dan.
you turn into
Is it?
battle mode?
Delphine?
Maybe he'll get there in a minute. Yeah. Yeah, and I've met her at Morphicon. She's great.
Yeah, she is. I also met her.
She was
Well, this
very
is-
excited to get to be the first female lead ranger.
And kind of the last.
Battle mode.
Oh, that's so
Oh
cool.
man! Yay!
I'm liking this. I like that animation and the transformation going on here.
Yeah. He looks like he's wearing underpants.
I hope he's wearing underpants. He looks kind of like.
Doesn't matter. He's a robot guy.
Is he a robot? I don't know what he is.
Oh, what
He
is
looks
this?
like a robot.
They need more of this, whatever this is.
There is a
happening
lot of
right
it.
now.
That is stock footage. They use that almost every episode.
Okay, good. Well,
I
I mean,
don't like it.
maybe not good, but the
It
first time is
irritates me.
amazing.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why we do that.
It looks like a T-shirt, like a biker would wear.
Yeah, no, that's why it's so amazing.
The Rangers and Ninja.
It's like a wolf fist and a coyote knee, and
It was no one's idea. Oh, wait, you've created a football monster, Rita, so shut up. Unless that was Finster's idea in the first place. Why is no one remembering that happened before? Sorry, this show tries to have some semblance of continuity, although it doesn't always remember its monsters. Especially when it repaints monsters and pretends like they're new monsters.
Silverhorns.
Silverhorns. Jason and I played the Super Nintendo Megazord Fighter last night. I played as Silverhorns.
Oh, sweet.
I beat him every single time I played as
Ivan Ooze, because Ivan Ooze is overpowered. And yeah, but you didn't beat me with anyone other than Ivan Ooze. So
it's so weird in that game. He like flies around and does like
he hovers around. Yeah, he basically has like Madame Woe powers.
I don't know what.
this is another pretty late Amy Jo episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I think DJ's onto something with that.
I remember her doing like a made-for-TV gymnastics movie. That's what another gymnastics thing way back in the day, around that time.
DJ, she writes the foreword for the textbook. I don't know if you read that.
I didn't read it, but I see it right there.
Yeah, I read it. It's fine. She didn't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Aliens.
She was classy with it, but it's like,
what's aliens?
would you stop that? It felt like an assignment to write 450 words or less.
Does Alan ever become a Power Ranger?
No. What is with her hair this episode?
A little frizzy, yeah.
She just
What is
showed
with
up.
his head here this episode?
This is his only episode.
Yep. And he
Yeah,
has-
good thing is grades are improving, so we can catch in next week on how his progress is going with
I can't
Mr.
wait to
Wilton
find out.
and everybody else. What? Sped up footage?
What I can do?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh my. Just flail in front of the camera for a few minutes and
Like a warthog.
There's the title right there.
The one with the
the dancing crab football player. So the one where Mr. Wilton was inside a monster.
yeah, those both have to be Mr. Wilton titles, I think, and then we'll see him again later on. Attack of the 60-foot Vault.
like
Also,
Heat
like
Master.
the one where Mr. Wilton returns for the last time.
Mm-hmm. You think he gets killed off in that episode?
Not likely,
Oh.
because
The
no
death of
one gets
Mr. Wilson.
Aww.
no one gets killed off in Mighty Morphin. We do kill people in later shows, kind of. Most of the time, when we kill someone, they come back in some way. But
Not
Dad,
Kendrick.
I like this next episode.
do you?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you have to go to bed.
Aw.
Sorry, man.
Okay.
But anyway, so we're gonna go figure out what the names are of the Wilton episodes, and if you're watching live, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. We are bat shooting as usual. We're gonna do Stop the Hate Monster next time, and that is a two-parter. So that will be the episode we're doing, and then we're gonna shoot one more a little bit later in the evening as well. If you're watching after the fact, thanks for being here today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. And you'll get to see more Dan's news. So stick around. Thanks for watching, folks.
The one with the crazy science teacher.
Yeah. No, it's gotta have Wilton in the title. That's I think that's paramount. I think
The
that's-
one with the Wilton guy.
Yeah, we'll keep working on that.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks once again for watching, everybody. Dan, I hope you had a good time.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's awesome. I'm excited to do more.
Absolutely, man. I was Captain Logan. This is Jason.
This was me.
There's DJ,
Had fun,
and
guys.
once again our special guest, Dan's News.
See you, everybody.
See you tomorrow, folks.